There's hardly any question that the great masses of Negroes in the South uh, have experienced some disappointment with the FBI. It could be very well, though, that we've expected too much. There have been very few agencies that we felt we could look to stand between us and police brutality and some of the other measures that many of our workers have been subjected to. But always we felt that there would be no question about the amount of protection and cooperation we'd received from the FBI.
One, two, three. Mr. Wheeler, now that the election is over and things are beginning to settle back in place again, how does your organization view the Negroes' progresses in the field of civil rights in the South?
Well, it's hard to give a quick or accurate appraisal of how all of the members of the council feel. There's one thing that we do know, and that is that the things which are happening now are not happening by chance. They are part of a total effort of large numbers of people in the South who have worked for the changes that will benefit not only the South but the nation. And what goes on now is, as we see it, is only a part of a long series of events which have taken the turn they have largely because of the dedication of many people. Some of these persons you would know by name. My guess is that many of them neither you nor I would know.
Sir, I hate to inject you into a controversy, but there is one currently going on between Dr. Martin Luther King and the head of the FBI. How do you feel about the FBI? Do you think they're following an appeasement policy here in the South?
It's very hard for us to say. Our organization and its program has not come into direct conflict with the operations of the FBI. From time to time, we have done some reporting on the circumstances surrounding voter registration efforts in Mississippi and in Louisiana and in Georgia. As a byproduct of the reporting, there's been something in each instance with reference to the FBI. As we said to another reporter this morning, work met certain quality standards. In other words, we're not trying to say whether the work of the FBI was what it should have been or not. The question does remain, though, that the people who've been in the field and who have had the experiences in which they've been subjected to police brutality and many of the other forms of treatment that you've read about, have a general feeling that they were disappointed with the FBI in terms of the kind of protection that they received.
A noted Negro leader just recently has said that the government in the field of legislation has perhaps done all that they can or should do for the Negro. Now it's up to him. In other words, there should be an Operation Bootstrap movement for him to uplift himself. How do you feel about this?
I don't think our history bears this out. We're all Americans, and we all work for a society that meets the goals, which are the goals of Americans. what we try to do in the South has so far been in terms of the American ideal of liberty and justice, not for Negroes alone, but for everyone. I would think that whatever we do in this country from now on is the concern of every part of the population.
In other words, the white man and the colored person. I'm not sure how to phrase that question, so I better drop it. What are some of the goals that your organization will be setting for the coming year?
Well, if you let me go back to what we were talking about, there's probably no organization in the history of our country whose primary concern has been race relations that has had the fortunate circumstance of having attracted